Next is from Eddie Hogan. The subject is AEW fans getting bored. Have you guys happened to notice the rise in how the biggest AEW marks are now seeming to publicly bash aspects of AEW? JD from New York and even Brian Alvarez have both said that AEW's Joker gimmick has now become a reason not to tune into that segment. And Meltzer himself has said in his most recent episode, it's May 23rd right now, that AEW bringing in John Morrison, whether it's for a full-time contract or one-night show, was a letdown and does nothing to help anyone at all. To sum up my rambling, do you think AEW fans are getting bored of the show? Plus, can you guys confirm the talk that the AEW video game has now been delayed into 2023, which will only further add to the giant budget? I don't know anything about the second question, about the video game.
I've heard later in the year, this year.
But people don't realize is, we call these guys AEW shills and stuff, but that doesn't mean they're 100% supportive of every single thing that AEW does. These guys, I've heard Meltzer be critical of AEW booking. I've heard all these guys be critical. Like, what you're hearing is not new. They're critical of the stuff they don't like. They just like way more stuff than we do, and they like shows that don't draw. That's the issue. And like right now, if you ask, are the fans getting bored? Well, the numbers show that. The only critic that matters in professional wrestling is the number. How many people are impressed with your show enough to watch it next week and watch it the weekend? Just watch it every single week, and more people tune in to watch it more and more weeks. That's the only thing that matters. So when they're not doing that, the question is, are you getting bored? Yeah, you are getting bored if you didn't watch the show this week. It got boring enough last week that you didn't even bother to tune in this week. If you're excited for a show, you can't wait for it to start next week. And that's what the era that we came from, where there's a 2 to 3 year period where people just could not wait for Monday to come because they couldn't wait to watch the wrestling shows. And the engagement and the numbers showed that. So it's like, yeah, they are getting kind of bored, I think. But that's just, I don't need them to tell me that. The numbers show that. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would relate it to, like, you know how like when The Sopranos came out and you're waiting every week what was going to happen the next week, or Breaking Bad, or
Game of Thrones.
What was the other? The Motorcycle, Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah. Wrestling was like that. Wrestling was like that. Yeah, wrestling was like that. Like you wanted to know what was going to happen. Bro, that hasn't happened to me since CM Punk. That's why I'm so mad at CM Punk, because he really had me every week watching to see what he was going to say, because it was just very interesting to me, just state-of-the-art promo. But before that, we'd have to go back to like the Attitude Era,
Right. Yeah.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!